my neighbor, who was like my best friend on the wing, one you called Ahmed, he's still in jail right now, you know. When he was, because me and him are the same age. So when I was in ISIS, I was the youngest, like even in terms of like school year. So me and Ahmed were 18. He was in the same school year as me, technically. And everyone else was basically older than us, whether it was 2-3 years and that. Yeah? So when he was 18, potentially 17, they pitched someone on the other side and they gave him 20 years. And he said, yo, I haven't even been given a release date. This was in 2011 when I met him. Yeah, he's from Woolwich. He's Somalian. There's bare Somalis in Woolwich, so he's a Woolwich youth. He said that he hasn't even been given a release date. He just knows his release year, 2030 something. He said, yeah, what I'm gonna do is gonna get my mum to send in my bed sheets, and I'm just gonna get settled in and that. And I was like, what? Like, imagine that. I'm thinking, bro, I'm not getting comfortable. I'm not getting settled into no prison, rude boy. So, yeah. So basically, I got my release date. I only went in jail for 8 weeks. Yeah, went to 2 prisons. Went to Feltham, then they moved me to ISIS and that. So, let's say mid-July, potentially. Yeah. I got my release date, which was the 19th of August. Okay. So during that time, between July and the 19th of August in 2011, the riots was going on. So obviously I wasn't about, I was in prison. So what I did was, when I got my release date, I made a calendar. I think I even started the calendar from the beginning of August. So literally, let's say the beginning of August was Sunday the 1st. Yeah. So I was just able to work out, okay, up until the 19th. So Sunday the 1st, Monday the 2nd, Tuesday the 3rd, so on until August the 19th. I literally, I mean, I probably made it worse for myself by striking days off the calendar every day and that. But yeah, that's what I was doing. So yeah, I must have hit on my older cousin the day before, or well, like 3-4 days before I'm due to be released and that. Now, I tried to make it a surprise because I didn't know. Obviously, I'd never been to prison before, so I didn't know what the procedure was like with them, like basically phoning home. So basically, when you're in prison, they want to know what you're going to be up to or where you're going to be living once you leave. Because if they release you from prison and you're homeless, well, you're probably going to reoffend. So if they release you from prison and you have nowhere to go, they will put you in a hostel. So in my case, obviously, I just went back to my mom's house. Now, funny enough, so I went to prison on June the 23rd of, what do you call it, 2011. The day before, I actually came back to my mom's house because my mom kicked me out for like 3 days. Yeah. So my mom kicked me out for 3 days. I came home for 1 day. Let's say it was on a Tuesday or something. Then the next day, Wednesday, I went to prison. Anyway, boom. 4 days before I'm due to be released, I phoned my older cousin and that. And he was like, yeah, I'll meet you at whatever time, yeah, in the morning. I feel like get released like 11 o'clock. I think people usually get released on a Friday kind of thing, innit? So, yeah, obviously, and big him up. So, from my generation, there's a youth called Bullies. He's a Tottenham youth, one Pyru youth. So basically, he basically saved me from getting my ass whooped in prison because basically I must have moved to one Tottenham youth in front of some Hackney boys, and like they were trying to stop me, and I was trying to get around them and that. And they basically saw that as a disrespect in it because I'm trying to throw punches at someone that they're with. So basically, they wanted to rush, man, innit? But the reason why they didn't follow through with it because I got a cousin from Tottenham called Ricardo. Big up my cousin Ricardo, and he was friends with this Bullet shoot. Yeah, like in my generation, Bullets is well known. He's the same, well, he's 1 year above me, but same age as me, so like 31 years old right now. So my cousin is from Tottenham, and this Bullet shoot's from Tottenham as well. And I didn't know this conversation had taken place, but basically my cousin spoke to Bullies on a phone call, and he said, my cousin Jelani is in ISIS. Just look out, like, you know, just look after him or whatever. But me and Bullies never had we never used to talk. I used to just say, well, go on to him. Because Bullies was slightly an op, really and truly. Yeah, but me and him never had a problem on road. But he was technically the other side. But me and him never had a problem on road. But I used to just nod my head, but I never used to speak to him or nothing like that. So I didn't even know this conversation took place. Anyway, when them Hackney youths wanted to run up on me, because they didn't like me, because I used to always watch them and that. So anyway, when they wanted to run up on me, he said, like allow it, because he said that they was going to try and fly through my door when we get released for free flow and that. So he came and he told me, and I was like, I respect it. Anyway, boom. So when it was coming, when it was my last day, obviously, I think they let me go and have a shower or something like that, or whatever, innit? So I called, I don't know how I was able to get him out of his cell, and I was like, yeah, come to my cell, innit? Because, I mean, no one needed to tell me this, but I just know, like, yo, you don't tell no one you're getting released until the day. Yeah? I'm not telling no one a week before I'm getting released. There's man on my wing that are in jail for murder. Yeah? They got 19 years left. I'm not telling no one that I'm going out. I'm getting released on the 19th of August, and it's the 12th. So anyway, so I called him into my cell. I was like, yo, take what you want in it. Don't take everything, because I'm going to leave some stuff for someone else, innit? So he just took like my toothpaste and whatever, innit? So big up man like Bullets, innit? And then my neighbor, who was like my best friend on the wing, one you called Ahmed, he's still in jail right now, you know. When he was, because me and him are the same age. So when I was in ISIS, I was the youngest, like even in terms of like school year. So me and Ahmed were 18. He was in the same school year as me, technically. And everyone else was basically older than us, whether it was 2-3 years and that. Yeah? So when he was 18, potentially 17, they pitched someone on the other side and they gave him 20 years. And he said, yo, I haven't even been given a release date. This was in 2011 when I met him. Yeah, he's from Woolwich. He's Somalian. There's bare Somalis in Woolwich, so he's a Woolwich youth. He said that he hasn't even been given a release date. He just knows his release year, 2030 something. He said, yeah, what I'm gonna do is gonna get my mum to send in my bed sheets, and I'm just gonna get settled in and that. And I was like, what? Like, imagine that. I'm thinking, bro, I'm not getting comfortable. I'm not getting settled into no prison, rude boy. So anyway, he was my neighbor, like my direct neighbor. Like, I was in H47, he was in H48. That's the cell number. So I called him in. Somehow, I don't even know how I got these men to come in myself. I must have told the govs to let them out or something, innit? I don't know. So anyway, I called him in myself, like, yo, I'm going home today. He's like, like, it's so sad, you know. Like, it's so bad. Even Bullets was disappointed, and this Ahmed was disappointed. Like, man, like, kind of like sad to hear that I'm going. They're not haters and that, but it's like, because when you're in jail and that, remember, you're around these people every day and that, certain man kind of not become like family, but you understand what I'm trying to say, yeah? You're living with these people technically and that. So certain people might see you, be sad to see you go. They're not hating on you. They're not jealous that you, I mean, obviously they're going to be envious, but they're not hating on you. They're just like, we're kind of losing one of them or whatever, really. So yeah, I gave Bullets a hug. Then I called the youth in, said, yeah, take whatever you want. So he just basically took all my stuff. Just said to him, yo, keep your head down, rude boy, innit? Yeah. And then yeah, I must have. I think, like I said, I think I showered, and then yeah, he just went down to like the holding area, the waiting area, whatever. They make you sign a form to say that you're not going to be in possession of no firearms for 5 years. I'm thinking, you damn fucking right. You're not allowed to be in possession of firearms for 5 years, and that also includes fireworks. And what? So anyway, sign the forms, and then they give you like 50 or 60 pound travel money. So yeah, just got my little idiot travel money. These times, man, is brass. Have no money. Yeah, nothing. Took my last like £100 with me to court. Yeah, and that gets put on your books and that. And even then, I had to phone up Big up my cousin Devontae. I had to phone him up. Yo, what can you send man £50 and that? This is the bullshit that you have to do when you're in jail, when you're broke. You're asking people on road for money. When people see your name, or when the people see the prison number pop up on their phone, they're like, fuck, man, my man's phoning me. Yeah, you know he's gonna be asking for something. So yeah, just bullshit like that and that. So anyway, yeah, man's walked out of there with like £50 and that. So yeah, I'm waiting in the holding area, and then obviously, like, I don't know if you've seen in the movies or whatever, and that. Obviously, some of the prisons in the UK, you just go through a door, but in ISIS, it was some shutters. I just remember the shutters lifted up, and it was like this bolt of natural sunlight there. Natural sunlight came rushing in and that, and then a man's walked out now. Now ISIS, the car park is big and it was empty, and yeah, I had to walk all the way to like the other side, like 300 meters and that. But that was the best walk ever and that. Anyway, yeah, walking now. My older cousin, big on my older cousin Andre, he came and picked man up, jumped in his car. Now, when you leave prison, you have to go straight to probation. No go into your mom's house, no go into your girl's house. You have to go straight to probation. They give you like 2 hours. I mean, you can stop off at your mom's house if you want, but just go straight to probation. So I have to go straight to probation, which was in Enfield. Yeah, I can't remember what we was talking about. Just the usual bollocks and that. Yo, just keep out of trouble, whatever nonsense and that. So anyway, boom. So I've gone to probation. These times, like I said, I'm thinking that my mum doesn't know that I've been released from prison. Because when I phoned my cousin, I said, yo, don't say nothing to my mum. Anyway, left probation in Enfield, like Enfield town, gone back to Edmonton, and I'm like, rah, things look different around here. Just been away for 2 months, you know, and I'm thinking that the area's changed. And I'm like, I don't remember these trees on Montague Road, and what's going on here? So there's one patty shop called Lincoln's Patisserie. Press 1 in the chat if you know Lincoln's in Edmonton. It's near the red and blue tower blocks. So I must have stopped off there, got a couple patties and that, and then yeah, gone to my estate, which is not too far around the corner. And boom, knocked the door and that. But my mum already knew that I was getting released from prison. So basically, like I was saying, if you are getting released from prison, they want to know what your living situation is. So they contacted my mum and they basically asked her, what's your relationship like with your son? Can he come back home? Because as you can imagine, yeah, just because I'm registered to my mum's house, that doesn't mean I'm living there. Just because I'm registered to my mum's house, doesn't mean that me and my mum are on good terms. I could be living at my girlfriend's house, which I'd never recommend. I didn't even have a girlfriend at the time. So boom. So but obviously I was still on good terms with my mum-ish. Yeah. Do you know what it was? Like I said, my mum kicked me out like 3 days before. And then just that period of time, me being in prison, that was kind of like the reset sort of thing, innit? So boom, gone home. Now, prior to that, yeah, I got released on the 19th of August. My little sister was born 6 days before. So when I was in prison, and this made my mum cry, when I was in prison, you can get cards, like birthday cards and that. So I got, I think it was a birthday card, but obviously I just crossed out something. So I can't remember what I did in it, but like to my little sister or my little brother, because I didn't even know if my mum was having a boy or a girl. I don't think I knew. Anyway, my little sister was born when I was in prison, and then I came out 6 days later and I met her. So yeah. So yeah, that's basically me coming home. And then what I done was, I don't know, a lot of men do this. Like most people will think the day they get released from jail, they're just out on the block and that. Nah, I stayed in my house. I didn't even want no one to know that I was out. I think I stayed in my house. What I done was I went for a run at 4 in the morning. Yeah. I went for a run at 4 in the morning. I was like, let me go and get some fresh air, but I don't want no one in the ends to see me. Mother's life. I'm not gonna call man's name for the sake of calling man. I'm not a bread, yeah. And this is man that I know anyway. I went for a run. So I've gone down one alleyway that takes me from Edmonton Green to Montague Road, ran down Montague Road, ran down Bouncers Road. I'm running through Jet Petrol Station. Oh, my mom's like, I don't need to make things up. Who do I see? This is before he was big, obviously, innit? I see man like Tion Wayne. He's like, what, you're fresh home here? Yeah. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh shit, he heard that I went to jail. So it must have been a little talks on the ends. Oh, you know, Jay's gone jail and that. So, but anyway, I didn't even have much brethrens on road. Because 2 weeks before I went to jail and that, obviously, well, 3 weeks before I went to jail, the riots that was going on, I didn't bother phone. I'm not one of them people there that needed to keep phoning the outside world and that. I was cool in prison. I had my people in prison and that. Yeah? So I didn't care about what was really going on in the outside world. Obviously, my eyes was glued to the TV when what you call it, the riots was going on and that. I've never watched the news so hard in my life. But other than that, I didn't care to speak to anyone in the outside world unless I wanted money from people, to be fair. So anyway, yeah, a lot of my brothers and that, they were all in prison. They were all in jail. So I'm thinking like, yo, I'm slightly thinking like, why is none of the man them like on my estate phone me or whatever. And that. But true say, they shouldn't even really know that I'm out. So what happened was, yeah, I had a brother that I don't talk to now. But so obviously I was released on Friday, and then on Saturday I'm getting a phone call like from one of my brethren and that. I'm like, the fuck, why is he phoning me? He shouldn't even know that I'm on road or whatever, innit? I was like, yo, he's like, yo, you've been released, yeah? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, can I come check you and that? Because basically he said he was gonna leave it for about a week and that, and he's like, nah, I was just too excited to see you, so he came and checked me. So one of my old brothers I don't talk to no more, unfortunately, he came and checked me. And then one of my brothers, big on my brother Tyrone, he came and checked me on my estate. But the other man them on my estate, a lot of them were in prison and that. I didn't even know until one of my brothers came and told me, like, yo, you see all of these lot around here, they're all in jail, you know? I'm like, swear down. He's like, yeah, even the man them, like the A team, certain other man they're in jail as well. They got done for doing whatever they're doing and that. So big up man like Dulce David. Big up man like Dulce David, man. But yeah. So yeah, I just try ghosts. I just try to just keep a low profile. I almost end up going back to prison like within a week. I must have punched up some guy in the park on my estate, and then the community officers was coming. I just had to keep it moving. How the hell? So I must have got into a little fight, punched some guy, get me rolling on top of him, whatever, and no homo on that. Somehow he was able to get behind me and bite me on my back. I literally had teeth marks in my back, like drawing blood. I had to end up going to some clinic place on the Hertford Road to get to check to see if I had AIDS or whatever. Yeah, because you don't know, these people could be dirty and that. Fucking madness, man. I don't know how the man ended up biting me on my fucking back. So yeah, Jesus Christ, there's probably bare comments now and then, but yeah. But yeah, like that's the thing. Yeah, obviously none of you lot are ever gonna go prison and that. But like, you will meet man and just be friends with man. Like big up man like John from Woolwich. This is our next Woolwich you. Even when he came out of jail, now he was in jail for like a good period of time, like a year and a half, 2 years after I left. He even when he come out of jail, because I left him my number, he even phoned me like, yo, I just touched road, whatever. And I'm like, oh shit, like you get me. Big up man like Michael Ludia, fucking legend. Yeah. You lot probably won't know him anyway, but man like Michael Ludia, even he was writing to me in prison. Yeah. Big up man like Michael Ludia. You still got the scar. Nah. This was like what? 12, 13 years ago now.